Ms. Lovegood, welcome to Salt Lake Comic-Con.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
I think a lot of people have been excited, waiting a long time ever since you were announced to have you here today. I know we're going to hear a lot about Luna today because we all love Luna. As the lucky moderator, I get to ask the first question, which I'm pretty excited about. Since Harry Potter, you've done a couple of crime roles, you've done some modeling, you've done a lot of campaigning to promote self-esteem and love for, self-love for women and for girls. What do you want people to know about life after Harry Potter, and what has kind of become important for you?
Gosh, big question. I feel like Harry Potter still is such a big part of my life, and it keeps me on track, and I'm so inspired by, my castmates and by J.K. Rowling. I feel like everyone, I've watched them just become more their own person and passionate about their projects and their causes, and I feel like that is that's the legacy of Potter, that it helps you be your true self. And this is kind of a rambling answer, but
it was a rambling question.
No, I definitely, when people say, they talk about it before and after, I feel like Harry Potter has just continued for me. And Luna's always sort of the spiritual grounding I come back to in myself. Yeah.
I think Harry Potter was a jumping off point for a lot of people, for a lot of interests and a lot of things, so I can see how that would be absolutely the case for you. Have you read the new book then?
I have not. No, I've seen the play in 2 weeks, so I've resisted, I've avoided all spoilers. Have you read it?
I've read it, but I don't blame you at all for wanting to see the production first. That's great.
Yes. Were you happy?
I was happy. I thought it was an interesting continuation of the story. Were you happy?
Well, I don't know. I haven't.
Oh, you will see it. There's an echo.
I've heard though that I don't want to. It's not spoiling because I haven't seen it. But people have told me that Luna's not in it, and I'm just like sad about that. There's
some shout outs. There's a shout out, but everybody in your questions, nobody spoil Harry Potter and the Cursed Child for long, okay? Well, let's go ahead and turn questions over to the audience. I know there are a lot of fans here who love you and have a lot to ask you. So, here's our first fan right here.
Hello, my name is Paul, and Luna Lovegood in the books and movies, my favorite character. So I'm wondering, what drew you to play her? Why did what connected you to the character?
And I felt that too. I just always felt such a sense of calm whenever she would come on the page. And I was 11 when I first encountered her character, and I was like going through just a bad time, and didn't like myself very much. I just felt very uncomfortable in the world and in society. And she was someone who just was. She felt as weird and weirder than me, but she owned it. She didn't see it as something bad that she was so different from everyone else. So every time I would read her, I would just feel this huge sense of calm, this person who was so non-judgmental, who would look at me and not try to change me. That's what I felt. I felt like she was a friend that I needed. It really inspired me to just let go of trying to fit in. And then, when it came along for people auditioning for her, I just so didn't want them to mess her up. I was like, oh, she's such a pure spirit, and she's someone who has such an important message for the world. So I was determined that they would not screw with her. Yeah.
What was life like when you were a kid?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Pre-Potter, you mean? Before Harry Potter? Well, Harry Potter was a lot of my childhood. I started reading it when I was 8 and became obsessed with it. And to the point where my schoolmates just called me the Harry Potter girl, and I was fine with that. I lived in the countryside, surrounded by lots of animals. We had 12 cats at one stage, which was basically my heaven. Yeah, animals and books. I was a complete introvert. Yeah. Never thought of being an actor. I think I used to prance around and play those games in my head, but mind blown when I discovered it was a job. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I was wondering what was your favorite movie out of all of them?
My favorite one, I think my favorite one to watch would be number 7. Because I love the spirit of that book, of everyone coming together and, all characters from all the previous books reuniting and having their moment. Yeah, number 7, it was special. But I think to film number 5 was really special for me because it was Luna's first movie, and I love the energy in Order of the Phoenix as well, where this rebellious spirit, Harry forms Dumbledore's army and they learn about Order of the Phoenix, and yeah, it's very inspiring. It's a cool book.
Hi Evanna, my name is Zoe. I would like to ask, what's your favorite memory of Tom Felton, either on or off screen?
Are you a Tom Felton fan? Is that what you want to know about him?
Just any moment when he was nice, I was like, wow. When a Slytherin's nice to you, you feel like the most important person in the world. Oh, and one of the funny memories of when I first met J.K. Rowling, he totally threw me off guard because I was new to the movies. It was like I'd been filming for about 3 weeks. And I was in the makeup chair, and he came up to me and asked for my autograph. He was the very first person to ask for an autograph, because he was like getting all his books signed. And I just couldn't understand that Draco Malfoy wanted my autograph. To the point where when J.K. Rowling walked in the room, I just completely ignored her for 2 minutes. I didn't even know it was her. So yeah, that was funny. I don't know, he's always great. Lovely, yeah.
Hello, my name is Deborah.
Hi.
Hi. My question is, how was it to get the audition for Luna and then learn that you got the part?
Yeah, for the audition, it was weird. I didn't have any sort of nerves, and I was a very shy person, so that was strange for me. But I just felt like I had to be there. There was some sort of feeling of destiny, and yeah, the audition, I didn't feel nervous or pressured. I just felt like I'm going to do my interpretation of her. If you don't like it, you're wrong. I've never managed to summon that kind of confidence again. I don't know where it came from. But yeah, the audition was like 4 hours of waiting, and then read a scene, and it was all a blur. But the screen test, oh my god, that was where I just felt like I was in an alternate universe. It didn't feel like anything was real. Did the screen test in Dumbledore's office, and Dan Radcliffe was there, and I couldn't, he kept talking to me, and I was so used to just seeing him on screen and on my bedroom walls that I kept forgetting to talk back to him. And I think, so he would say something and I would just stare at him. And I think that kind of added to the whole Luna vibe. People were like, she's very spacey. So that was a lot. That day was a lot to process. And then, yeah, 3 days later they called me and told me, and just, I couldn't take it all in at once. because I was just home from school and hadn't told anyone, and as I say, I still had Dan Radcliffe's face all over my bedroom wall. I had to like purge my room and be like a professional. This was a bit weird. Yeah, I even had at one point, because I wanted, I was 14 and silly, but like I wanted my day to start in the best way possible. So I had a Harry Potter poster on my ceiling, so the first thing I woke up would be that. Yeah, when I got the part, all of that had to come down. It just felt too weird. But yeah, I just kind of took it one day at a time because it was too big to comprehend. Thank you. Your hat is awesome.
Thank you.
Your hat is a flower. Wow.
Hi, my name is Clara. What was your favorite book?
Favorite Harry Potter book? Yeah, I think it would be Order of the Phoenix, because it was so much fun. It felt like they were really, because I feel like in book 6 it gets a bit dark and they lose a bit of hope and important people die. It's still not over. So book 5 felt like there was a lot of hope, and as I said before, that rebellious spirit, and that really just, I love that book. And it's Luna's first book, and they develop Harry and Sirius's relationship, which is so beautiful. Yeah, book 5. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ruby. How much cats do you have?
Not enough, Ruby, not enough. I have 1 cat of my own. My family have 3 cats. But yeah, I kind of feel like my purpose in life is to collect cats. And the acting thing is just to support that habit. It is a habit, it's an addiction. That was the best question. Thank you, Ruby.
Hi, my name is Laura. I'm a huge fan of yours, if you can't tell. But everyone loves the character of Luna so much just because so many people can relate to her. Even if they can't relate to everything, there's a part of Luna in all of us, I feel. And I feel like you just captured her entire essence just beautifully. And I just wanted to know what the process was for you to be able to envelop yourself so much into that character and that role to just touch the heart of so many people and, in my opinion, be the best character in Harry Potter.
That's such a lovely question and sentiment. I think what you were saying there about the essence, I just went back to the feeling of how Luna made me feel. When I would read the books, I would stop thinking of myself. I would stop worrying, I would lose all the anxiety, and I just was like, I want that feeling when you see her on screen, that you can totally lose yourself in other people because you're not thinking about yourself, you're not doubting yourself. So it was, to be honest, it was just a lot of rereading the books, and I painted a bit, because I imagined Luna was someone, like art is such a way of losing perfectionism and trying to get out of your head, and yeah, I found it freeing, and I imagined that's what Luna did a lot of the time, and in the movies they sort of incorporated that. They made her artistic, like all her clothes were kind of handmade, and they have her own style to it. So that, and the costumes did really help, because they were so colorful and weird that you would walk onto set and you just give up fitting in. You're just like, alright, everyone's staring at me, I just have to not care. Especially like clothes like the lion hat. People would just stare, and you just have to be okay with it. You just have to, like, it kind of forced me to accept myself, and to accept my Luna, my inner weirdness, and yeah, it was fun. It was just giving up fitting in. That was it. Thank you.
Hi, Evanna. My name's Eva, actually. Luna's one of my favorite characters, but I was wondering, other than Luna, who's your favorite character in Harry Potter?
and yet he has this conflict inside him. He's so complex and, oh yeah. Find someone who loves you as much as Snape does, but maybe not actually, because he's a bit of a creep as well. It's a little bit on the obsessive side, isn't it? But I think, as it says in the books, like he's the bravest man Harry knows, and what he does for other people. You know, he never finds that happiness, he never finds that love, but he devotes his life to Lily. I think that's beautiful. And he's creepy. I wouldn't necessarily want him as my friend. I just admire him. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Alex, and love doing Harry Potter, and love that we've had so many people here from Harry Potter. And first question I've got to ask, have you seen Dark Lord Funk?
No, what's that?
Oh, it's a YouTube video, and that means the second part of the question.
Explain it to me.
It's satirical. You're seeing Voldemort and Bellatrix, and then you've got Hermione, Ron, and Harry, and it's a parody of Bruno Mars's Uptown Funk, but it's just really funny. A friend of mine was an extra in it. She's like, because she was a friend of mine who also came here when the Phelps twins were here, and she was like, yeah, I would have rather heard someone from Harry Potter say what they thought of that.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. It's great. And
No, I'm loving this. Keep going. I'm waiting for you to start performing. So.
I'm not that good of a performer. My friend who was the extra, she could perform, but you gotta look it up on YouTube. It's great.
I will. Okay, what's it called?
Dark Lord Funk. You can just
Dark
YouTube
Lord
that.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for the
Hi, my name is Joshua, and my quick question is that for all the disabled and handicapped people in the world who have big dreams and are scared to portray them, what is your advice for them?
I mean, just focus on your dreams. Don't look at the obstacles, you know? That, I feel like, that's a Luna way of looking at the world, that she doesn't see all the things that are wrong with her or the things that she's not. It's just about, focusing on the dreams, and if that's enough, that should be your guide, you know? And I have this quote that I love, use fear as your map. So things where you have the most fear, that's where you'll always get the most growth from, because that's a sign that you need to break through that. Obviously not doing stupid things, but like irrational fears I'm talking about. And also I would say those things that make you odd are often your superpower, because that's what makes you relate to people who struggle, and it is what sets you apart. And I think you have to sort of change your perspective and see that as your strength, that you can be that different and still, you know, do amazing things. Like if Luna had tried to cover herself up, you know, her style or her fascination with magical creatures and impossible things, like she just wouldn't have had as loud and as pure a voice. So I think it's like loving and embracing those parts of yourself and not seeing them as obstacles. Yeah. Makes sense.
Go ahead.
If you could have any magical item from Harry Potter in real life, what would it be?
No. Do I look like a murderer? No. I'd love to have a pensive, because sometimes I'm just like, I look at old pictures or diary entries and I'm like, who is that person? And I would love to, like, you know, in your childhood, there's so many memories, pure memories, but you don't have them fully. And I would love to go back and experience them. Pensive, that'd be cool. on the spot now. Probably about 10 times. But I have not read them in about 3 years. I recently read, they did a Philosopher's Stone illustrated edition, and I reread that at Christmas. It's awesome, it's really beautiful. But yeah, don't quiz me, because my knowledge is a bit shaky at the moment. Yeah, bad fan. Bad.
Hi, my name is Sophie, and I was born and raised in Harry Potter, and I would just like to know, what was your favorite scene shooting as Luna?
I think my favorite scene, the one that was just like the most happy, pure happiness, was the Bill and Fleur's wedding, because that was when my dad, played by Rhys Ifans, filmed as well. And he was awesome. And that feeling of like always being Luna, always being a little bit different and just out of place, you get used to it. But when you find someone who is like your match, it's such a beautiful feeling, like being weird together. I feel like that's a powerful place to be, and a fun place to be. Fun. And yeah, I just remember, because I'd known he was cast, but I hadn't met him. And I saw him, like, we were outside of a set, and I saw him across the way, and he had this yellow robes, and they had embroidery, and for a second, like, Evanna just left, and Luna just went, Dad! I just had this feeling of like, I'm with there's family, and I was so happy. And yeah, it was really fun, because there wasn't really much pressure on us. We were kind of background, but we did get to make up the raps for dance then as well. And that was something that was described in the book, and I thought about, and then he really rolled with it. He was the coolest dad. Yeah, it was really fun.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Tristan, and I was wondering, what do you think your character's life would be like if Luna's mom was still alive?
Wow, smart. That's a Ravenclaw right there. Are you a Ravenclaw? No, I'm Gryffindor. You're a Ravenclaw. Ignore him. He doesn't know. You know you best. I really have never really thought about that. I guess happier. I think Luna does have this sadness that she carries around with her, and it was something I remember I sort of fought against in some of the movies where Luna was often used as the comic relief, and I was like, yes, she's funny and quirky, but there is a lot more depth to her, and she has this real deep spiritual connection, and part of that comes from experiencing that loss, one of the most important people in your life that you'll never get back, and that sadness doesn't go away, but you just live with it. So I don't know. I think, to be honest, she's such a well-adjusted person. She's not. She so knows herself that I don't know if her life would have been a whole different course, but happier, yes. And maybe she wouldn't have, I suppose, felt that loneliness, because she does feel loneliness from the way she's ostracized in school, but I just feel like, and Luna sort of says it, in the books, that they're not really gone about dead people. She says it to Harry about Sirius, and I feel like she talks to her mother every day, like she knows her energy is there, and she will communicate with her, and that's something J.K. Rowling said to me about Luna, that her attitude to death, which I find so interesting, because I was asking her, like, how do I, like, these scenes when they're in the battles, is Luna afraid? What does she do? And she was like, she wouldn't be afraid for herself, she would be maybe fearful for her friends and that they're okay, but she said that Luna, of all characters in the books, is the most well-adjusted to death. And I was like, even more than Dumbledore, who, you know, his philosophy is death is but the next great adventure, and she said yes, definitely more than Dumbledore. So I feel like, yeah, for Luna, death is not the end, and she communicates with spirits. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Erin, and my question is, what's your favorite magical creature and why?
It's so weird. I'm sort of on a Pokemon kick, so I'm like, tell me yours.
Personally, it's the fairy.
Okay. The Cornish pixie.
It would be woodland fairy.
Is that from Fantastic Beasts or your imagination?
From a different realm.
Oh, cool. Okay, well then I can't say Jigglypuff. Done. I like the measles too. They're really cute in Potter. Yeah.
Hello again.
Hi.
How does it feel to have people pick your brain? Does it make you frustrated, or do you enjoy the challenge?
It makes me want to read. I feel like I know nothing. I mean, I like conversations, but yeah, every time you're talking about this sort of situation, I sort of panic and be like, I know nothing, I'm so blonde. And I always, after conventions, I go home and reread the books because I feel like a failure of a geek for not knowing all the minutiae. Yeah, but it was fun. I like chats. I'm chatty. Yeah. Thank you.
First off, not all Slytherins are bad.
No, I know that.
Because I'm Slytherin. But you created such an iconic, you gave a face to such an iconic character as Luna Lovegood. How do you feel about how people saw you as Luna?
That's not really one I think about. I think it's better not to, because, and like I was very conscious of this on the movies, of not reading that stuff, because I think it would have affected my portrayal. Because yeah, it's lovely when people praise you, and you get addicted to that. And I wanted just to keep sort of the purity of my own vision. But I'm always happy that people love her, and I'm happy that I meet. Like when I meet people who were bullied or just feel awkward, because they're my people. I'm like, I get you. I've been through that, and I'm really proud that that's the impact she has, and proud that people feel comfortable talking to me about it. So yeah, that's been the best, and that was always a bonus, because I didn't ever think I could like talk about those things the way Luna does. So it was exciting for me when people started writing letters, and I started to be like, okay, this is how I can spread the love goodness. Yeah. Good word, good word. Thank you.
So first off, thank you so much for your portrayal of Luna Lovegood and for breathing life into a character almost everyone in this room can relate to. So on that note, how do you best relate to Luna Lovegood? What traits do you share most with her?
I would say her open-mindedness. I definitely don't like there to be just one answer. I don't believe in perfect. I really don't. I don't like the word perfect, and I just like messy. I like interesting. I like looking at a person and seeing, taking in how amazing and diverse they are, rather than trying to figure them out. Because I think a lot of people, and it all comes from insecurity. People are insecure. They want to get something, or they want to understand it. And Luna never has that. She has this total just curiosity and awe for things that are new to her. And so yeah, I sort of try and look at the world like that. But I'm definitely not as peaceful in myself as she is. I struggle more with that, and that thing of wanting to be liked, sometimes I struggle with that, and she grounds me. And also her connection with animals. because I've always had that. I love animals, and yeah, they're people, not people. They're creatures, spirits that you don't even need. You know, we rely on words too much, and you don't need that. And they remind me that you can still love and have a connection without words and without any of your, you know, identifying traits. Yeah, so those things, mostly in a nutshell. Thank you.
Hi, you've spoken publicly about your battle with anorexia and how Harry Potter helps you with that. Could you speak to that and any advice you might have for people here that are struggling with body issue problems?
Yeah, because that was when I was, when Luna came into the books, that was when I was going through that, and it just made me realize there was something bigger, and to stop worrying about, like, there was so much more beyond myself if I could just let go of trying to be perfect, and not even perfect, trying to be enough, trying to be acceptable. And yeah, anytime I would read the books, that was literally the only thing in the world that could take my mind off it and make me step out of my own sort of self-hatred and pain. And just reading her and being like, oh, she's not doing anything. She's literally just being and not trying at all. And she's so beautiful and lovable. And I just found my world was very, very small when I was trapped in an eating disorder. It just kind of, yeah, it took everything inwards, and it was a very sad and lonely place. And reading those characters who were so brave and messy and weird, it just made me feel like, oh, I want to be like them. And yeah, it's never that simple, but those were like people I had in mind, inspirations. And J.K. Rowling as well was a big inspiration, just like how endlessly generous she is. She's always giving, even now, you know, she's finished the book, she's done her bit for us, but she's always looking for more ways to give. And I was like, I think it just like, people like that would strike me that that's so much more meaningful than trying to be okay yourself. And I think that all falls into place when you find more meaning to your life, find what you're passionate about. Yeah, I know, it's a long topic, but that's sort of the gist. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Natalie, but my friends call me Nargle, so I just had to put that in there. I follow you on Instagram and I see that you're aspiring to be a cat. How's the work on that going?
Well, I mean, I spend more time with cats than with people, so I feel like I'm picking their traits up by just by being around them. It is a struggle for me to relate to people, and so I feel like that is a victory. To be like, okay, I'm more cat than person. I like being a person too. I just feel like there will come a point where I'll just be like, all right, I'm going to retreat and open my cat sanctuary and yeah, screw it all, read books. Yeah, it's okay, but still, I'm disappointed every time I look in the mirror and I'm like, no face fur yet. Yeah, I haven't given up though, don't worry.
Hi, my name is Morgan. I have loved the Harry Potter books since I was 8 years old, and I've read them 12 times. And I had my own struggles as a child, and had to find a different way to escape from my own reality, and that was my Harry Potter. And I feel like I've identified with you a lot because of that. And I have worked toward helping others with that as well. I worked at a treatment center and going to school to be a nurse. But I'm wondering, like, what do you say to people who are still trying to fight their own dementors in their battles in their lives?
I'd say it's so important to be careful about the people you keep around you. Make sure it's people that lift you up. And, you know, often you can get addicted to people who tell you, like, ways in which you can improve, or I for a while was just, yeah, always had people who made me question myself, and was like, oh, well, that means I have work to do. And it's like, no, you're perfect. You should be with people who make you feel good about yourself and make you, inspire you to be like your best version of yourself and to pursue your passions and your dreams. I do think it's all about that, about good energy. And my acting teacher has a phrase that she uses called ruthless compassion, and it's about being kind but harsh. Like if if there is a negative person or thing in your life, the most compassionate thing to you and to that person is to cut them out, and that's often hard to do and heartbreaking, and it feels cold, but it'll make you the better person, best version of yourself, and it's better for them too. So I think be careful of the energy and everything that you're absorbing, and I always do this thing. If I'm going through like a difficult time, I go on a social media diet. So no social media, because that's often when you see so many people who are like doing other things and you're not feeling good, it can just totally sap your energy. So I think it's good to go back to yourself, the important people around you, doing things that you love, stroking your cat along. Just, being aware of that relationship with self and not letting it get corrupted by other people's, what they say. There was a quote I had earlier this year, and I loved it. It was like, every day the world is going to take your hand and tell you, do this and do this and do this, and your job is to take your hand and put it on your heart and say, no, I'm going to do this, or this matters. And I think that, little things like that.
Hi Evanna, I'm Harvey, it's nice to see you again. My question for you is, what was it like filming Dobby's death scene? And which death affected you the most?
It was sad but weird. It was weird because he had a lot of stand-ins. He had a little lady who was like, she was his size, but she had a really strong London accent, and she was just kind of crass and funny because it was like a sensitive, sad scene. But she would be making dirty jokes, dressed in a blood-stained pillow slip. So it was just a bit funny. And then we would be doing the scene, and then they would sort of bring in, they had a model of Dobby with the blood and with the little knife, and it was, oh God, it was shocking to see that. It was very sad, and it was a rainy day in Wales. It was very quiet. The mood was just sort of, the hope had been drained. And I think it was such an interesting scene for Luna, because she didn't have much to say other than, yes, it hurts, but let's honor him. There's not much you can say in those situations, so that was sad. Death that affected me the most, definitely Dumbledore. I know this is terrible to say, but I cried way more tears over Dumbledore than any of my grandparents. I don't know, let me just say, J.K. Rowling is a good writer, but also I wasn't very close to my grandparents. They all died when I was really young, but so I felt like Dumbledore was my grandfather, kind of. That he was just that presence that anytime you would see him, you would feel okay, like trusting, like he knows everything, he will fix everything. And I think the book, to see him sort of deteriorate and that Harry didn't understand what was wrong with him, and he became so vulnerable. And in that scene in the cave where he's actually begging, that destroyed me. And I had to do that thing where when I finished the book, my mom had to take it and hide it, because every time I saw the cover, I would cry. So we didn't take it out for about a week again, which is when I reread it. But that one destroyed me.
I think we have time for just 2 more questions.
Hi, my name is Dakota, and my question is, you worked with so many great actors and stuff like that. What was it like to just be in their presence and be around them?
I loved working with them because the adults were always the most playful actors on set. And it was so weird to me because I had this idea going into it that, okay, now I'm a professional actor, now I have to be good and not make jokes and do everything right. and they didn't give a damn about that. They just like, they were just always laughing. It felt like their job was one big laugh. And I was just amazed by that. At first I thought like, do they not care as much? And then I realized that is the job. Like that's the struggle. Like you have to contend with all this pressure and all this nerves, and you have to be your crazy, funny, silly self, and you have to like surprise people. Like don't be what they expect. So yeah, it would just be like seeing Helena Bonham Carter. She was one who was very experimental. Every take was different, and she was very physical, and she was just fascinating to watch, and kind of mesmerizing. And yeah, it was just like she was totally creativity in motion. Like she was having ideas and inspiration as she worked. So that was really, really cool to watch that and be like, oh, that's what acting is. You know, it's play. It's being an adult and learning your lines and doing all the adult things, but then being a child and then having fun. So yeah, it was good. Just think about that every time I would work. Imagine that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lyden Mitchell, and I was wondering, so you know how all the houses have like descriptions of them? Do you think Ravenclaw fits you the best, or any other houses?
No. I'm definitely not a Slytherin. And do you know what? I have so many close friends who are Slytherins, and I love them. And that's what the last year has been so strange. I keep meeting Slytherins and being like, why are you so lovable? But I feel like the difference between Slytherins is, and they're charismatic and they're ambitious, but they operate more with their head, whereas Gryffindors do stupid things because their heart is more leading them. But I think you need Slytherins to balance you out. But I'm definitely Gryffindor. And I've tested it a few times. I've done both of the Pottermore tests, and I've always felt that. I don't think I'm good enough at math and arithmetic to be Ravenclaw. Just those things that are too logical, I'm like, no. And I think Ravenclaws get that. And I also don't have the patience, like, I notice my Ravenclaw friends, they'll have puzzles like Sudokus, and they will not sleep until it's done. And I just like get bored. So yeah, I wouldn't make it into Ravenclaw, but definitely Gryffindor. Yeah.
I'm Ravenclaw.
You are? Why? Tell us. Speak for your house.
When they introduced it, I always felt like, oh, I have to be Ravenclaw, I have to be Ravenclaw. And I took the Pottermore test, and I was Ravenclaw, and then I took some other, like, random tests, and I got Ravenclaw, so.
And are most of your friends Ravenclaw?
Yeah, actually they are. My friends over there are Ravenclaws, too.
Cool. Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much, Evanna, for coming and talking to us. I hope that we all can look at life like Luna Lovegood would, and did you ever imagine that Luna could come to mean as much to so many people as she did to you?
Yeah, I think I did. Not me, not the movie interpretation, but I knew that Luna had so much to say and so much to heal in the world. So yeah, I'm proud to be part of it. Yeah. And to see it continuing.
We're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Evanna Lynch.